Today we're testing out the brand new ultra-low inverted hollow Kingpin trucks from Slappy that has a massive 25-degree grind clearance. This is the biggest grind clearance on any skateboard truck that's out right now. These new ultra-low Kingpins come in the Slappy Inverted Hollow Lights. So they have the forged base plate and the hollow axles as well and keep the exact same height and geometry. I've been riding the standard inverted hollow lights from Slappy for the last 7 months now, and these have been one of my most favorite trucks I've ever skated. So I'm so excited to try this new upgraded version today. So these Kingpins are obviously a lot shorter, but that's not the only thing that's changed. The top bushing is much shorter and more coned, and the top washer has been removed. The top of the Kingpin actually acts as a top washer, which allows it to sit even lower and eliminate any chance of getting knocked and coming loose at all, since it has a rounded top, not the hex piece. This obviously means you can only tighten and loosen them from the Allen key hole in the center, which isn't a big problem, but they have also added longer threads to the bottom of the Kingpin too. So you can ride your trucks as loose as you want without the risk of the Kingpin coming out of the nylon nut underneath and the Kingpin fully coming out of your truck completely and just falling out. So this seems to be a very thought out and tweaked upgrade to the already amazing inverted Kingpin trucks that Slappy makes, but improving on some problems that could arise from skating an inverted Kingpin truck. Either way, we still need to put these trucks through a full session and put that ultimate grind clearance to the test. So let's set these up and have a little warm-up session here. Then before I get into all of the grind clearance tests, I'll go over the comparisons between the grind clearance on these, their previous models, and the other company that has just dropped their ultra-low inverted hollow Kingpins as well. They feel good. I just realized that I don't even have the right Allen key piece to tighten or loosen these trucks if I needed to. Thank God Slappy trucks come broken in already. They are a little looser than what I originally ride, but I've gotten used to it quickly already. But I've got the motor skate tool that has a rounded piece. It's only got the Allen key for the deck bolts. If you want to change these trucks or loosen or tighten the Kingpin, you're going to have to get the specific Allen key size for these trucks. Just something to note and something I forgot about today, so I'm glad they're already broken in and they're good to go. They are feeling really good so far, but I want to do a few more grinds before I talk about the comparisons about the grind clearance first. That felt sick, and this thing sounds so good to grind with the slits in it. These trucks actually feel so good straight off the bat. I already knew that they would since this is my 5th pair of Slappy trucks already, but they have absolutely no break-in time, they turn crazy without getting any wheel bite, and this hollow light version is perfect for all of the bigger sized egg boards that I've been riding. So like I said, these have a 25-degree grind clearance, making them the biggest clearance out right now. Their standard inverted Kingpins have a 20-degree grind clearance, which is still massive, and their standard Kingpin trucks have a 15-degree grind clearance angle. The industry standard grind clearance angle is roughly 10 degrees average, so even the standard trucks that Slappy makes have a bigger grind clearance than the rest of the standards of the industry. Now I know you guys are going to mention this if you haven't already commented about it, but Ace have just dropped their version of the new ultra-low inverted hollow Kingpins as well, and I've been seeing and hearing a lot about them lately. They're claiming to have a 15mm grind clearance, being the most amount ever, until Slappy just dropped these ultra-low Kingpins, but I don't know exactly how much that 15mm grind clearance equates to on the angle of the degree. The only comparison I have is measuring these ultra low Kingpins and seeing that they have a 19mm grind clearance. So obviously these are the lower Kingpin, and Slappy has quickly regained the title of having the most amount of grind clearance ever. Those inverted aces are different though and have a little bit more going on, which I will make a comparison video about once I can get my hands on them. But today we're just going to focus on these Slappy ultra low Kingpins. So speaking of Slappies, there is one of the best Slappy curbs here at this DIY park that I've ever skated, and that's what I'm going to be testing a lot of the grind clearance of these trucks on. I've done plenty of tests on different square and round rails, as well as a lot of ledges, doing tricks like Smiths, Feebles and Hurricanes to test the grind clearance on those standard inverted Kingpin trucks. So I'm not going to focus too much on that today, since I know these trucks will be sweet for that. Instead, I'm going to focus on a lot of those Slappy grinds that pinch really hard and you have a higher chance of the Kingpin snagging into the curb and just stopping you and sending you flying off your board. Especially tricks like the Feeble to Hurricane, where you're moving from one side of the truck to the other side of the truck. So you have such a high chance of that Kingpin digging in any point of that curb there as you're transitioning over. So let's do a few of those risky tricks on the rails and the ledges here just to make sure. Then I'll be spending a lot of time on the curbs here to finish off the session and really put this grind clearance to the test. I suck at front Smiths so bad. Even if I get the Smith 180, it's gonna suck, but I still need to do it just to finish it. 100% taking that. I haven't done any straight Hurricanes for a while, so a little bit nervous, but we got it. First tee commit, no hesitation. Hesitation. All right, proper attempt right here. Don't be scared. Alright, that wasn't bad. We got that. Alright, I need to grind longer. There's not enough ledge when I'm trying to turn off. Oh, sounded like full-on Kingpin. That definitely would have dug in if these weren't so super low. I'm certain that was grinding across the Kingpin there. That definitely would have dug in and pitched me if these weren't so low and so rounded off like this, the dome top. That's also me not pinching it right. But I haven't done this trick for a while. That was the one I was looking for. That was so much more of a battle than I expected though, because I haven't done it for so long. But these Kingpins definitely saved me from slamming just then. A lot of the ones I landed sketchy, you could hear it was grinding on the Kingpin. So first of all, this has the biggest clearance on any truck, so it gives you more room for error if you're not locking in properly like I just wasn't. But also the top of the Kingpin being that washer shape really helps, so there's no chance of that digging in at all. So even if you do really make a mistake like I just was, it doesn't hang up no matter what. So these are actually pretty sick, because I've done those exact same lock-ins and just got thrown. Yep, these are sick. They feel just as good as the trucks I was just riding, the 9-inch inverted hollow lights, because they are the exact same truck, but with the upgraded ultra low Kingpin. But I'm going to start off with level 1 Slappies, which are going to be the single combos, like board side to Hurricane, board side to Barley, Feeble to Hurricanes, just the 2 trick combos. And then I've got some 3 trick combos I want to get to at the end. And hopefully I can learn a new trick on this. I've got a new trick in mind that I've been trying already, but hopefully I can get that done today. But let's start off with the easier Slappies first, level 1. Alright, the board slide variations feel good. Now I want to try Feeble to Hurricane and then Feeble to Barley grind, because they're ones where your Kingpin's most likely to get hung up on. So I'd say that's tier 2 of level 1 of these Slappy tricks. I'll take that one. This one's a little harder now, the Feeble to Barley. I've only pretty much just learned this one, so it's pretty new. I don't have it down as well as the Feeble Hurricane, but hopefully we can get it without too much of a battle. That felt sick. So on to level 2, what I want to do first is crook, pop to board side to hurricane, and feeble to board side to feeble as well. So I want to do those 2 tricks first, because they're kind of gateways to the newer variations I want to learn after that. So no issues with the Kingpin at all. There's nothing that's caught me or kind of dug in at all. So let's get into those first 2 variations, and then hopefully we can learn the next 2 after that. Definitely need to do that one a bit better. That ain't the one either. I'm actually struggling so much with this one. I might just take one of the sketchy ones and try this to Bali while I'm here. That can't be it, as much as I want it to be. I think I'm definitely going to take that. It wasn't the prettiest, but it was clean enough. And I've still got the other 2 tricks to do as well. So let's go feeble, board side, feeble, and then the new one, board side, feeble, hurricane. Try and end with another new trick after. First try, taking that. If I did that first try, I would have been so hyped. My legs are so dead right now, so I'm going to take that other one. All right, the trucks are sick. I knew they would be because they are the inverted hollow lights that I've already been riding. They're just an upgraded version with this ultra low Kingpin. That Kingpin saved me so many times locking into certain grinds where my Kingpin should have dug into there, stopped my board and just thrown me, because it's happened before. But I know for a fact this ultra low Kingpin with the rounded off top just saved me so many times. So the way that it's built and the top washer is actually the top of the Kingpin is such a genius move. And because it's rounded over too, even if you do break through that big grind clearance and happen to dig the Kingpin in, it's not possible for it to dig in and stop you because it's such a small edge and it's rounded off. So I was really impressed with these trucks. Massive shout out again to Matt and the guys at Hardcore for sending me these trucks to test out because I love them. They're not actually out right now, the time of filming this video, but by the time this video releases, the trucks should be out because Slappy said they'll be out in a few weeks. So if you're like me, likes to skate rails, ledges, curbs, do a lot of curb dancing where you're pinching a lot of different trucks and you're at high risk of your Kingpin digging in and stopping you, these trucks are definitely for you and you're going to love them. Now Ace have just dropped their inverted hollow Kingpin version as well in the AF1s, which I will get my hands on when they get to Australia and make a video about and do a comparison about those and these ultra low Kingpins. But for now, to get a main look at the differences between Slappy trucks and Ace trucks, check out this video right here.